All right, going live on my way home. I'm so mad. Like I had to double back. So basically, I had to double back, drive 3 hours back to LA to get my phone. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to go out with the homies celebrate my birthday, but I had to go back to LA. I'm like real mad about that shit. But it's good. I'm celebrating my birthday. Got a call from my son, call from the family and shit. So had fun covering that fight. Basically going into the fight. The best part about covering a fight is actually, all the festivities, media day, all that stuff when you get your interviews in, like before the actual fight happens, because it's kind of funny when the bell rings and then when the fight is over, it's like, well, now it's like on to the next. So it's sort of like, all right, okay, but everything else is cool. Like I said, the covers, get the interviews. Once again, shout out to the Benavides family. They showed me a lot of love. Shout out to Kenny Porter, all the access he gave me. The interviews, personal interviews. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. One-on-ones. So shout out to Fred too. Had a good time at Fred's his event. The only thing that was the rain. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Saw the home events, the body snatcher. We were supposed to play hoop, but then it was so much shit going on, didn't get a chance, man. Oh yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate that. I was working hard, man. I was hustling. Like, and based off the fact that what went on behind the scenes, how they was trying to limit us to interviews and access to the people, you know what I'm saying? They, for real. It was just I did what I needed to do. One thing I learned from covering fights and shit, I learned that from Fred, just move around and shit. So, I was moving around, like in between rounds and shit, but I got a chance to see the fights and stuff. Like, I didn't go out on the floor. Because I thought it would be more interesting to watch the fight from the press room. So I got a few more fights that I'm covering this year. I got, you know what I'm saying? I discussed going to the Logan Paul KSI thing, but me and Dante just decided we'll pass on that. It could lead to probably a lot of views and a lot of subscribers, because Logan Paul has such a big following. I think KSI got like 25 million followers. And then I think Logan Paul got like 64 million followers on YouTube. So you talking about like shit. You talking about damn near like 90 million total subscribers combined. Logan Paul at one time was making like he might still be making it. Logan Paul at one time was making like a million and some change per month on YouTube. But I decided to pass on covering that fight. But I'll watch it. Oh yeah, I might be covering another fight on that day. Yeah, Pratt, if I went, I could probably pick up, if I covered Logan Paul versus KSI, I probably could pick up like 3,000 subscribers. Radio Raheem picked up 100,000 subs just covering that fight. He was the only media that covered that fight. He went across the water. Covered the fight. He got millions of views covering that fight. But I discussed it with Dante. He was like, he decided to pass on it. So I was like, oh, hey, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Before yesterday, I got a real close observation. Because like I said, I watched the fight in the media room. Well, I don't have no problem with that. I'm about to talk about that. Too. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that. I'm about to talk about that. When I really after seeing Errol Spence fight, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I saw the fight, and Shawn Porter's really showed a lot of flaws that Errol Spence have in his game. Like, when Errol Spence get hit flush, he sort of freezes. Oh, thank you, appreciate that. I just a lot of different shit in Errol Spence. I thought that him and Pacquiao would be a blowout instead of Errol Spence dominating Pacquiao. I actually think Pacquiao could give Errol Spence a run for his money. And a lot of people are starting to see that now. I'll get to that too. Errol Spence is flat-footed, man. What do you mean? He couldn't use his jab because Shawn was all over the place. Shawn was out moving him. Shawn was turning him. I appreciate that. Shawn was turning him at times. Like I said, if Shawn was a better puncher, he would have gave Errol Spence fits. Now, I'm thinking to myself, if he fights Pacquiao, then shit, you never know. If he can't get that jab going and Pacquiao is shifting on him, I'm gonna talk about that in a minute about Bud. I'm gonna talk about Bud in a minute. See what's going on now? A lot of diehard Errol Spence fans, and I'm cool with them. Some of my brothers and shit, some of them ain't. A lot of them is starting to do damage control because now they trying to say, well, they trying to compare that performance to Floyd versus Luis Castillo. Luis Castillo and Floyd is that. Let's get something straight. Floyd visibly hurt his hands against Castillo. Errol Spence's hands wasn't hurt. So for people to even remotely try to compare that fight to Floyd versus Castillo, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Not sneak dissing nobody. I'm just keeping it 100. People, a lot of the diehard Errol Spence fans is doing damage control now because they saw a lot of flaws in Errol Spence's game. I saw all the, Errol Spence, he dropped Shawn Porter. But until that 11 fight was up for grabs. If Errol Spence can't have struggled with Shawn Porter, then why do people think that he gonna blow out Terrence Crawford? How can anybody in their right mind, I've been saying this for the longest, that if anybody think that Errol Spence is gonna blow out Crawford, they out of their fucking minds. Look, I talked to a lot of reporters. Y'all finna hear it from me first. You finna hear it from me, a dude that covered the fight. I talked to several reporters. A lot of them, as far as the Bud thing go, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. A lot of the reporters either had Errol Spence barely winning that fight, had it a draw, or they had Shawn Porter winning that fight. A lot of people. I'm gonna tell you now, a lot of people after that performance is gonna be willing to get in the ring with Errol Spence. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear Errol fight. No, what it was is we just saw that he could be beat. No, what it is, Shawn Porter was a lot better than what we thought he was. I told y'all a couple of days ago, sometimes a fighter can help the next fighter or give the next fighter more confidence in beating him. And I didn't like some of Errol's. Now, it's funny, people call other fighters divas, But I didn't like some of the stuff Errol Spence was saying in the press conference, like, oh, Bud need me more than I need him, and all this type of stuff. I don't like hearing that kind of stuff, because now it seemed like the Bud fight is getting further and further out of reach. It appears that Danny Garcia and Errol Spence will happen January the 25th. Oh, that Canelo, I don't even want to hear that Canelo bullshit. Errol Spence can't beat Canelo, and it just need to get said. It need to get said. Y'all need to hear from somebody that's gonna give y'all the real. I'm not finna sell no false pretenses on my channel. Errol Spence better stay the fuck away from Canelo. Errol Spence better stay the fuck away from Canelo. And I'm keeping it 100. Errol Spence was really kind of irritating me when he was talking like, I thought, they could call other people a diva, but he talked about Bud need me more than I. No, you need Bud to validify yourself. But see, this is what I keep telling y'all. I told y'all a few days ago that I didn't think the fight was going to happen. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not finna sell you guys no bullshit. I don't think the fucking fight is gonna happen. It ain't for real. Come on, man. I'm gonna tell you, I think a lot of people gonna have more confidence to get in the ring with Errol Spence. See, when you keep putting somebody on a pedestal, and then they fight a certain type of style, and then you see the kinks in their armor, then more people start saying, hey, if this dude can have some success, maybe I can have some success. I'm gonna tell you right now, Danny Garcia does very well against stationary opponents. That's all I'm not saying Danny Garcia is gonna beat him, but Errol Spence can be stationary at times. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, y'all, we saw at times how stationary Errol Spence can be. Like I said, if Sean was a more precision puncher, if he was like a dude that had better timing and can unleash his punches, he would, man, that's what I'm telling you. I expect to hear from Pacquiao, or at least Freddie Rhodes, sooner than later. That's all I'm saying. I think he could beat Danny Garcia, but what I'm saying is, I'm saying that Danny Garcia could land something on Errol Spence. Errol Spence is younger, and he will win. All I'm gonna say is, if Errol Spence don't stop Danny Garcia, then when I say the questions about Errol Spence is really gonna start to rise, because then this gonna be his third fight without a knockout. Then people gonna say, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? You couldn't stop Mikey Garcia, Porter, and then that's all I'm saying. He should be the favorite. He should be the favorite success against Errol Spence. I wish Errol wouldn't do stuff like that. First he said he was what did he tell us in the press conference? I was there. What did Errol Spence say in the presser? Y'all saw me filming it. He said, I'm knocking this dude out. He said, I'm knocking this dude out. He said, it's a must. He said, I'm gonna knock him out. Well, I already told you he gonna fight Danny Garcia. He gonna fight Danny Garcia, and then he may fight Ugas, and then maybe he might get the Pacquiao fight. But that's if Pacquiao, like I told you, still Pacquiao gonna want a lot of money to fight Errol Spence. Pacquiao gonna want a shitload of money. Like I said, all that shit yesterday, and like I said, I'm not attacking Errol Spence, but at the same time, I gotta tell the truth. He call himself Errol the Truth Spence. He call himself Errol the Truth Spence. Well, I'm finna tell the truth about the truth. Don't y'all want the truth? Errol Spence don't got, at this point, he has no chance against Canelo. He has no chance. And anybody that sit up there and say he should go fight Canelo is trying to get Errol Spence beat. Are they selling false bravado? Are they selling false hope? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He better not fight Canelo. He better not. That's all. He better not fight Canelo. That's all I got to say. Nah, Tank get people out of there. I disagree with that. Tank get people out of there. Tank is knocking people out. Tank then bodied his last few opponents. See, now it's starting to, like, let me ask y'all this question, and I'm not bashing Errol Spence. I'm keeping it 100. Okay, you fighting more elite fighters now. You fought a former pound-for-pound fighter, Mikey Garcia. You couldn't get him out of there. A pretty solid, very good fighter. Couldn't get him out of there. You fought a what? Now, before that, you fought all the people that you stopped. Okay? I'm just saying. Lamont Peterson had already been stopped before. Lamont Peterson had got knocked out by Matisse. So that I'm trying to figure out, why was everybody like overhyping that Lamont Peterson stoppage? Well, Lamont Peterson had already been stopped. I'm not, you know what, Pratt, I'm not even going to respond to that. I'm not even going to respond to that. I'm not even going to respond to that, because everybody know the answer to that. I'm not even going to respond to that. I mean, to a certain degree, did we get fooled by seeing him knock out guys like Chris Van Deeren and what's the other dude's name? Chris Algieri, a dude with no punching power. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Errol Spence isn't good, but I'm just saying I saw some flaws that he had. Look, I talked to a group of reporters. I'm gonna do a video about it. Now, I know some people ain't gonna want to hear this shit. I talked to a group of reporters, and I asked like 10 reporters. I said, who do you like out of Bud versus Errol Spence? I asked about 10 reporters. I ain't gonna say their names. I asked 10 reporters. I said, who do you like after seeing this performance, Bud versus Errol Spence? Out of the 10 I asked, 8 of them said that Bud would win. 8 of them. 8 of them said Bud would win. 7 of them said that Bud would stop him. That came out of the reporters' mouths. Like that came out of other reporters' mouths. I asked like 10 reporters. I said, after seeing this performance, who do you like out of Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford? Who wins that fight? Like I said, if I'm not mistaken, 8 or 9 said that Bud would win that fight. 7 of them said that Bud stops Errol Spence. So I'm just saying. So I'm like, don't get mad at me. Hey, Quincy, come on, man. Come on, Quincy. Don't be a fanboy, dude. Don't be like these other dudes. For real. Don't be like that, bro. Like, for real. We having a real conversation, bro. Don't be an Errol Spence apologist. If you like Spence, that's fine. But if you gonna sit up there and say that you don't think Bud can't stop, for real, appreciate that. If you think Bud can't stop Errol Spence, you not, for real, dude. You not being logical. If Shawn Porter hurt Errol Spence at least 4 times in that fight, and Bud is a way better precision puncher and can place his punches better than Shawn Porter, you mean to tell me that Bud can't stop Errol Spence? Are you out of your mind? Are you serious, homeboy? I'm just telling the truth. Well, you not being real, dude. You not being real. Errol Spence couldn't even couldn't knock out Shawn Porter. He couldn't knock out he didn't even drop Mikey Garcia. But he talked about, oh, I just wanted to box. 1 minute he said, I'm stopping Mikey Garcia. Then he say, I want to box. That's all. I mean, come on, man. You gotta, I'm being consistent. I'm telling you what people said. Hey, appreciate that, man. I'm just telling you, man. Y'all, some of y'all gonna have to accept the truth. And then there were parts in the fight where Errol Spence was holding Shawn Porter. Some of the tugging Errol Spence was initiating because he had got hurt. Man, watch that 4th round. At the end of one of them rounds, Errol Spence went to his corner with his eyes dazed, like he didn't know what hit him. Well, for a guy that got hit over 300 times, he still shit. That's the point. Because you can reverse it and say, well, damn, he got hit 300 times and he still did, and Errol didn't get the knockout. That's what I'm saying. People got to stop like trying to change their stories and shit when it happens. Now, like I said, I'm picking Errol Spence over Danny Garcia, but what I'm saying is, don't be surprised if Danny Garcia has some good moments. Don't be surprised if Danny Garcia has some good moments against Errol Spence in that fight to where you be like, whoa. That's all I'm saying. If he fights Pacquiao, I'm still picking Errol Spence to win. But am I picking him to blow out Pacquiao? And if he don't use that jab against, and I'm telling you right now, for him to beat Pacquiao, to nullify Pacquiao's offense, Errol Spence is going to have to jab the shit out of Pacquiao. If Errol Spence don't use his jab to nullify Pacquiao's offense with Pacquiao lounging towards him, it's going to be a long night for Errol Spence. He got to use that jab. Because Shawn, you got to admit, you guys, yeah, Shawn did some good body work at times, but Shawn took away Errol Spence's jab. He couldn't land a jab because Shawn wasn't standing right there for most of the fight. Shawn was moving and he was turning Errol Spence a lot. For real. I saw it with my own eyes. He couldn't use that jab because Shawn Porter wasn't stationary enough. Yeah, I just seen well, Shawn Porter is a competitive fight with anybody. I mean, Sean, look, Sean always fights like that, but at the end of the day, Errol Spence was doing some clinching too. And Errol Spence, you can make an argument that Errol Spence hit Sean below the belt several times. That's all I'm saying. I'm calling it fair. I'm calling a circle. Yeah, Sean was lounging with his head. But at times, if you watch the fight, Errol Spence kept trying to purposely hit Sean low. I watched it. Hey, Quincy, I watched the fight. I watched it. I said, I watched that fight. I looked at it. I didn't get caught up, like I said, I didn't get caught up in the fanboyism stuff. I went there and watched the fight objectively as a reporter, no bias. I called the fight right down the middle. If you want to say that Sean was trying to like headbutt Errol Spence, then you could say Errol Spence was purposely trying to hit Sean low. Errol Spence kept hitting Sean low. That's why Kenny Porter got mad and was like saying to Jack Reese, well, what's up? Then Jack Reese said, and I'm gonna talk about Jack Reese in a solo video because Jack Reese is just starting to drop the ball. Yeah, I'm up for a rematch. See, this the only channel where you gonna get a dude that's being objective. I fuck with Spence, but I'm just telling the truth. And if Bud don't look good against the Mean Machine or whoever the fuck he fight, I'm gonna call it right down the middle. I'm gonna call that shit right down the middle. Yeah, but Kenny Porter lowered the belt, and Errol Spence still kept doing it. So that's all I'm saying. Errol was clinching and he was hitting Sean low as well. So, like me, the difference between everybody else, I'm just being objective. I told you I wasn't gonna be like biased going into this shit. But like I said, a lot of the reporters believe that Errol Spence would get beat by Crawford. If that was Errol Spence's next fight, a lot of people believe, and I don't know if you heard, Bud replied and said that Errol Spence is food for him. See, see, this is the thing, you guys, and I'm not trying to hate on nobody, but now watch everybody I guarantee you people ain't gonna make no videos talking about Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford. They're gonna try to focus on Danny Garcia, but they ain't gonna focus on the real thing. That's all I'm saying. I'm giving y'all the real. That's all I'm saying. When I say if they fight, which I don't think they will, I think Errol Spence is gonna fight 2 more fights at welterweight, and they ain't gonna be, and neither one of them is gonna be against Bud, and then he gonna go up to 154. And I'm gonna tell you something else. I don't believe J-Rock is a walk in the park for Errol Spence neither. I don't believe that J-Rock is a walk in the park for Errol Spence. I think he should try his hand with Lara and see how that turned out. I want to see him try his hand with Lara, see how that work out, and then try to fight J-Rock. Bud would have, well, okay, well, here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. And before that, Errol Spence fought a dude that had 1 foot into retirement anyway, Lamont Peterson. So once again, I could come back with something. At the end of the day, you still keep forgetting. That you got this tug of war shit with Al Haymon. You keep talking about, well, Bud didn't have him fought Keith Thurman, and he ain't fought Danny Garcia. Well, Al Haymon won't let those dudes fight Bud Crawford. And once again, I'm not talking about Al Haymon, or perhaps, let me rephrase this, because every time, so I don't want nobody coming on my channel thinking that I'm ripping Al Haymon. All I'm gonna say is they were offers, and it came out of the fighters' own mouths. Keith Thurman said out of his own mouth that he got an offer to fight Bud. Danny Garcia said he got an offer to fight Bud. Like I said, Danny Garcia took $1 million, like 1.2, to fight Adrian Granados, and he was guaranteed $3 up front versus Bud, and he turned that fight down. See, this is what's gonna happen. I'll tell you the truth. Al Haymon will let Bud fight somebody like Josito Lopez or Robert Guerrero, because those ain't top tier fighters. But he figure a fight against Danny Garcia, who still got name value, that means something if Bud gets a victory over Danny Garcia. But yeah, he'll let Bud fight somebody like Josito Lopez or somebody like that. He already beat John Molina, so it ain't no reason to beat. But he'll let Bud fight somebody like Robert Guerrero, because Robert Guerrero ain't got no belt. Josito Lopez ain't got no belt. But at the end of the day, even though Danny Garcia and Sean Porter ain't got no belt, they still got high name value. So if Bud fights either one of those dudes and he blows them out, based off the fact that till yesterday Errol Spence had fought her, so now he gonna fight Danny Garcia. So they're hoping he beats Danny Garcia so he can have, like, once again, oh, look who I fought. Because all it come down to is negotiating power. And they don't want, and at the end of the day, they don't want Bud to get no more belts. They don't want no belts to come over to Top Rank. I'm just telling y'all the real. Like I said, it ain't no attack on nobody. I'm just telling y'all the real. Like I said, yeah, Al Haymon will do business with Bob Arum, but he ain't gonna give Bob Arum a top tier welterweight for Bud. He's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do it. I guarantee you, if Bud said, okay, give us Josito Lopez, and y'all know that Bud would destroy Josito Lopez. He will obliterate him, and he'll obliterate Robert Guerrero. And then you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen? The same people go come back and say, oh, well, who was Robert Guerrero? Oh, who was Josito Lopez? But these are the same people that use Josito Lopez as a measuring stick to, like, chop down Keith Thurman when it came to Keith Thurman not fighting Errol Spence. See, you guys got to watch the hook. Well, that's neither here or there whether Bud should come with Al, but you got to ask yourself this. Would you go with a dude? Let me ask you something. Would you let a dude manage you that pretty much make it look like you don't exist, that then disrespected you in every way, shape, or form? That's all I'm saying. See, people don't want to talk about that perspective. It would be tough for me to go rock with a dude that made it look like I didn't exist, where they showed Triple G on the Jumbotron at Wilder Fury, who was in attendance, who ain't an Al Haymon fighter, but I'm not an Al Haymon fighter, and they don't want to even acknowledge that I exist. Errol Spence has went to Top Rank cars, and they have showed him on the Jumbotron. They have showed him on TV. Oh, appreciate that. Thank you. They have showed Errol Spence on Top Rank cards, and that's the only point that I'm trying to make. I've never said that Bob Arum was a saint. I would never say nothing like that because I know that's not the truth. But what I'm saying is, you got to understand, you can't woo somebody to come deal with you when they making it look like you don't exist. And people not talking about that part. They make it look like Terrence Crawford don't even exist. That's all I'm saying. You would be like, damn, dude, you want me to sign with you, but then when I was with somebody else, you made it look like I didn't even exist? Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, appreciate it. That's all I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. If somebody, yeah, I understand that it probably would be better for him to sign with Al Heyman. But at the same time, Al Heyman ain't went about it the right way. Oh, you ain't with us, we gonna make it look like you don't exist. Nah, you supposed to do shit to entice him. You gotta like, it's kind of like when you promise the girl you gonna do certain things for to woo her over, you know, to seal the deal. You got to promise them all kind of, yeah, I'm going to take you to Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? You know, if things work out, you know, I'm going to buy this house. I'm going to move us in. You got to entice somebody, but you making it look like, hey, man, who is that guy? Whether you like it or not, Bud has been disrespected. And it ain't got nothing to do with how Top Rank treat him neither. Top Rank don't treat him right neither. And that's the whole point that I'm making. You want somebody to come over to you, you should be doing your best to acknowledge them. You want somebody to come fuck with you, you want to, man, if you trying to steal a girl from some dude that, you know what I'm saying, that ain't treating her right, you supposed to say, yeah, baby, you need to be with me. You gonna get flowers and candy, and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna give you the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pick you up from work. You gonna get flowers. I'm gonna bathe you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna massage you every day. You supposed to be trying to entice somebody. But if this person is looking to leave their girlfriend, and you pretty much the same type of person, saying, you know, you say, yeah, well, you know, if the girl's saying, well, why should I come to you and not, you know what I'm saying, and not leave the situation that I am, and you talk about, well, you know, I ain't even really tripping off the shit, but I mean, bitch, if you want to come, you know, if you want to flip over, you know, that's cool with me, but you know, I don't care, that's neither there or there, you know, whenever. You supposed to, like I said, you supposed to be trying to entice Bud. You should be rolling out the red carpet. So when I hear people saying that shit, that doesn't make no kind of sense. You want somebody to roll with you, you supposed to give them a reason on why they should roll with you. Not just sit up there and be like, man, nobody cares about you. Doesn't work like that, man. So that's all I'm saying. Like I said before, they may give Bud Josito Lopez, they may give him, they may give him Robert Guerrero, but they ain't gonna get, like I said, he not gonna get Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia to me just don't want to fight Bud. That's all it come down to. He just don't want to fight the man. He just don't want to fight Bud. I think, like I said before, the only way Danny Garcia would get Bud if they have to like, you know, I don't like to say overpay him. Bottom line, to get Danny Garcia to go over there for Al Heyman, or possibly to just okay or advise Danny Garcia. Like I said, we already know that Top Rank would have to put in, they would have to spend money to make some money. They would have to do heavy promotion surrounding this fight. They did a horrible job. ESPN did a horrible job with Bud versus Amir Khan. Horrible job. Gotta be said. Ain't nothing. I mean, for real, they did a horrible job. I mean, am I lying? It ain't no excuses why ESPN didn't advertise that fight better than what they did. They could. Well, I didn't even see no damn commercials. They should have been man. 1 month before, they should have been advertised. They should have had Bud going everywhere. At the time, you had the NBA going on. You had the NBA going on. You should have had, man, you could have had hella shit. You had several advances. Like I said, ESPN has Major League Baseball. They have MMA. They have everything. Depending on what season it is, you could have Bud at Major League Baseball games. You could have him at NBA games. You could have him at National Football games. If you're trying to sell this fight, doing interviews, hey, talk about this fight. This is gonna happen. That's gonna happen. But ESPN act like they don't know what to do. You just can't sit up there and have somebody fighting on your network and just think, okay, when it's a pay-per-view, people is supposed to just order it. It doesn't work like that. You have to make people want to order it. It's like this. How do movies become successful movies? Through advertising, good trailers, good promotion to where it make you want to see it. It don't matter, like I said, it don't matter whether you spend $200 million to make this Spider-Man movie. If you don't advertise it, ain't nobody go see it. You have to advertise it. You have to spend money to make money. The Avengers movie, Endgame, cost like $300 million to make. But it did $1 billion worldwide. But they spent like $40 million in advertising because they knew they needed to make their money back. That's how it works. You can't sit up there you just put a movie at the movie theater. Shit, it don't matter who playing in the movie. Shit, if people don't see a trailer, they don't see a commercial for it, then guess what? They not gonna go see it. Why do you think the anticipation for that upcoming Joker movie is high? Because they advertising it. They're advertising it. They put money behind it. And ESPN has to do that with Bud. They got to understand they need to market this man. They need to learn, and they act like they just don't want to. So yeah, I'm just kicking it real.